So in this video, when I talk about grooming, I'm not talking about that perverted grooming whereby an older person, be it a man or a woman, grooms an underage person, a person who is younger than the age of consent, into some sort of sexual relationship. No, I'm not talking about that kind of grooming. I'm talking about literal grooming. That is when you groom or take care of the physical appearance of someone, when you care for someone's physical appearance, that kind of grooming.
You'd be surprised. That kind of physical grooming is really essential between people, and especially for women. Now, this should be unsurprising because if you look at primates, chimpanzees and gorillas and whatnot, the act of grooming one another, the chimpanzees, like what they do is that they like look for lice in the heads of the other members of their tribe or pack or whatever. Well, this is an essential social mechanism among primates. And what are we? We're primates. Oh, we got bigger brains and we got cars and planes and shit like that, but we're the same fucking thing. We are primates. And it's very important that you understand the importance of grooming and how important it is when a woman grooms you.
You see, you have to understand something that in our contemporary culture we sort of like forgotten. You see, women, people in general, but especially women, when they look after and take care of someone, be it a parent, be it a spouse, be it a child, well, as they take care of that person who's in their life, they come to love them more. You see, it's not that we love someone and therefore take care of them. No. We take care of them, and in the act of taking care of them, we grow to love them more. Now, this might sound counterintuitive on a number of levels, but if you look at observed reality and actual experience, well, you will find that people who have taken care of an older parent, perhaps, or a disabled child, they grow incredibly fond and loving towards them. That's not to say that sometimes they lose their patience. That doesn't mean that sometimes they are angry a bit because of the direction that their lives took. But the fact is, and this is observed reality, that when someone takes care of a family relation because of a disability or just because of age or whatnot, they grow much closer to them. And this is as it should be, if you think about it.
Yeah, because, think of a child, a newborn child. When a newborn child pops up there, right? And there you have this newborn child. That means what? It's sort of like this little stranger. That's where the expression comes from. It's a little stranger that is suddenly in your life. Yeah, your woman was pregnant for 9 months and whatnot, and the belly and the kicking and all that. But when the child is actually there, it's just, just some random little child there. But, of course, you, as the parent, naturally and instinctively take care of the child, women most especially. And a woman will suckle that child, and that child will become more and more important to the woman because she's spending all of her time thinking about the woman. And you, as the father, you too, you're doing all kinds of things, Back in the prehistoric days, you were going out there to get the woolly mammoth for the food for the woman so that she could feed the child. But even today, you're going out there, getting the diapers, buying the crib, and all the crap that is necessary for a child. And both the mother and the child and the father, as they spend more time with the child and are thinking about the child and the needs of the child and worrying about the child and looking after the child, they grow to love the child more. And this is an instinct that we have. And it's very important for you to understand this instinct so that you can understand how to really hook a woman into your life.
See, a lot of guys, a lot of pickup artists, a lot of them think that what you have to do in order to hook a woman is to do like this push-pull kind of thing. Give her a lot of attention and then pull back. Make her addicted to your attention. Now, that works very well. But what you should really do, if you really want to establish a firm connection between the woman that you're interested in and yourself, a connection whereby she is constantly thinking about you, is that you have to let her groom you. Now, what do I mean by this?
Well, grooming in the literal sense. There was this girl I knew that I dated her for a while, for quite some time as a matter of fact, and she loved taking out the blackheads from my nose and my cheeks. I mean, she just got this weird thrill out of it, and I found it kind of disgusting. But the weird thing was, I mean, the truly bizarre thing was that the more she did it, the more attracted she was to me. And I, at first, was just, what the hell, this is just weird. And at first I didn't realize that there was a correlation, but there was. See, the more she was into me, the more she cared about me, the more she focused on my blackheads. And also I started noticing that the more she started noticing my clothes and suggesting, but with a little bit of an edge, what to wear. And it wasn't that we were going out to any place specific or important, but she just wanted me to look a little better. She was grooming me.
Well, once I started noticing this with this woman, I started noticing it with a lot of other women. And then I started noticing that if I encouraged this behavior, if I encouraged them and saying things like, oh, what do you think I should wear? That kind of thing. Allowing her to focus on the superficiality of me. Not the things that matter. Not like my job or my business or any shit like that. No, fuck that. No. Allowing her to almost dictate how I looked, what I wore, what clothes I bought, where I would get them, my haircut. Should I have a beard or clean shaven or a goatee or whatever? When I started relinquishing these aspects to the woman in my life, paradoxically, she became much more invested in me. She was worrying more about me. And when I wasn't around, she was stressed. She was tense. She wanted me around. She needed me around because she was putting so much focus and attention on me.
We guys, we don't pay attention to our exterior. I mean, that's a fact about most guys. But the majority of guys. I mean, look at me, come on. Look what I look like. I look like last week's fucking lunch, right? But the thing is, see, apart from the times when you're like, consciously looking sharp so you can pick up chicks, right? If you're just like a normal day, you're not gonna shave. You're gonna wear yesterday's clothes. You're not gonna give a shit. You're not gonna tuck in your t-shirt into your jeans. You're gonna go around without socks. I mean, you're gonna be looking like a fucking bum because that's what we like. Guys don't want to pay attention to that, to the superficiality of our looks, and we only pay attention when it's actually necessary. Necessary to get a woman, necessary for the job, necessary for whatever the fuck, right? But you see, women, when they focus on your exterior and try to manage it, and you allow them that, they become very invested in you. The more they dictate your external appearance, the happier and more satisfied they are, and the more they want you. They start to look at you not like a doll. I mean, how can I put it? It's a bit schizophrenic here. They look at you like a doll that she gets to dress up. But it's all surface. She's not going to fuck with, like I said, your job, your business, or whatever. No. Because to her, you looking good, the exterior, you looking good, clean shaven or with a nice beard trimmed and all the rest of it, however she likes it, doesn't matter how, with that right haircut that she likes, that she picks, right? She becomes more and more invested in you, and therefore she starts to care more about you. That's why you should always let your woman groom you. That's why you should always let her pick the shit that you wear and stuff like that. Encourage it. And from there, of course, the next step, the obvious step, is to encourage her to do little tasks for you. And this is a natural continuation of grooming. You see, suppose, for the sake of argument, that you're dating some chick, and you've been dating her for like 2-3 months, right? And, you've banged her, she spent a weekend over at your place, shit like that. 2, 3, 4, 5 months, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, you get the stage where you're at, right? And you consciously and deliberately allow her to groom you. Now, it's careful that you handle this correctly. You don't act like a fucking soy boy bitch and say, should I wear this or should I wear that? No. You just say casually, like a guy who doesn't give a fuck. You say, what the fuck am I supposed to wear when we're going to the movies or something?
And she'll tell you. She'll know exactly what she wants you to wear. And you're going to go to the movies or some party, and you basically, rather than pleading, never plead with a woman, but rather in a very, like, I don't care kind of vibe, you ask her, what am I supposed to wear to this thing? And how am I supposed to look? She'll set you up, right? Now, you allow this regime to continue for a while. Oh, like I said, like a month or two. I mean, you've been dating her for like, say, 2, 3, 4 months. At like the 3rd month period, or even the 2nd month period, it depends, you let her groom you. And then after that, after about a month of her deciding your clothes and shit like that, you give her little tasks. Little tasks like, please pay this parking ticket that I got. I mean, not her going into her wallet to pay for it, but rather, you giving her the money, suppose that you have to go. Well, here in Ukraine, you have to actually go to a place. You can't just pay it online, unfortunately, but that's not the point. The point is, see, you have to give her little tasks for you to do, for her to do, rather, to go and pick up this package, to go and get the car washed while you're at work or at business or whatever. Little tasks that aren't complicated. And you have to give her these tasks on a regular basis, ever increasing. I mean, if you're smart, you keep a log of the little tasks that you give her. Yeah, like a little log. When you decide to start on this regime of giving her little tasks, set up a little spreadsheet, and note how you give her 1 task 1 week, and then on the 2nd week, give her 2 tasks, or, as many as you think is appropriate, It could be that you start on a regime of like 3 tasks a week, 1 every 2 days. Just a little thing. It'll depend on the woman, it'll depend on circumstances, and it could be that you simply don't have any tasks to give her, but like the point. You want to give her a few tasks in the 1st week, and then give her a few more in the 2nd, and maintain for a bit, and then in the 4th or 5th or 6th week, you give her more. Always increasing her load. Always making her work just a little bit more for your happiness.
Because you see, that's what you're training her to do. And she's going to do it happily. And as she does these little tasks, she's going to fall more and more in love with you. Because remember the sunk cost fallacy, which is the most important psychological fallacy that human beings have. See, the more we put into something, the more reluctant we are to leave it. And this applies to women, and you can use it to your advantage. Let her groom you. Let her do little tasks for you. Encourage this. Increase the load. You might have an okay relationship on the psychological level, you might, or the sexual level or whatever. But as she takes up more tasks for you, and as your appearance, what you come across as to the world, becomes more important to her because she's choosing your clothes and your haircut. She's squeezing out the blackheads from your nose, right? When a woman invests her time and energy, and most of all her attention, she falls more and more deeply in love with you. And you have to understand this. It's something that pickup artists fail, and they fail miserably because they keep on this push-pull thing. Okay? Giving her a lot of attention and then pulling back, and making her run after you. No. See, that's all good and fine at the initial phases of attraction. But once you got her in bed, once she's hanging out at your place and spending the weekend, you start having her groom you. Having her do little tasks for you. Having her fall in love with you.